Hi, Joanna. Nice to see that you've submitted another set of essays. Let's take a look at what you wrote here. Please remember that it's very important for you to include the image in your response. I understand that you submitted this directly into the email body. What you may want to consider doing is actually attaching a Word document. This way you can copy and paste the image, or when it comes to task 2, you can copy and paste the prompt, the question, because I really need to refer to them when I correct these, okay? All right, so let's see what you wrote. The graph outlines the yearly fatalities caused by bird flu worldwide from 1990 to 2000. During the 11-year period, there was an increasing trend of the total number of people dying of this disease. Why is it was? Because you've told us that it was from this point to this point. Both are points in the past. This would make sense if there was a point in the present, or if we did not know when the end point was, that would be okay. But since we know, you want this to be past simple. There was an increasing trend. According to the statistics published by the World Health Organization in 1990 and 1991, there were 123,000 people who died of bird flu in each year. A rise in annual mortality to 133,000 was observed in 1992, and then without significant changes of the figure in 1993. After that, the yearly death rate underwent a rapid growth for 4 years until reaching a peak at 175 in 1997. Finally, the figure remained constant from. Okay. In conclusion, okay, between 1990 and 2000, the figure of global bird flu deaths increased from this to this, while the number stayed unchanged for the first 2 years and the last 4 years of this time period. All right, that's lovely. I have absolutely nothing to say about this. It's really, really very good. I had that one comment, but it's really minor. You took something small, okay, because this is a short little chart. I do want to see how you were with your word count, so I do want a second just to do that. Okay, it was a little brief at just 154 words, but I think you did fine, and I think that your precision and your accuracy certainly, didn't it they were so good that it didn't really matter that you were so concise and did this 154 words, okay? So I thought you did a very good job of this. Yes, I liked that you had a conclusion at the end. Some of these tasks, you know that you don't have to, right? It's either an overview in the beginning or, an overview at the end. Some people think of it as a conclusion. I like what you did here because in the overview, you stuck to traditional IELTS style. You didn't put any data. You just told us that there was an increasing trend. Here, you added to that, okay? You gave us figures, which wouldn't be appropriate in an overview. And then you also told us this interesting fact about the first 2 years and the last 4 years. And that for me was good because it allowed me to sort of visualize this information. And so I liked that. So I thought that was very effective. And I thought it was also good because there really isn't a ton to say here, is there? So you did a really good job of this. All right, let's take a look at your task 2 about switching jobs. Let's see. While many people prefer to work in the same career throughout their lives, others consider that changing jobs at least once would be beneficial to their career prospects. I agree with the latter and will elaborate my views in this essay. Fine, no problems. Career planning is crucial for an individual to explore various job opportunities as well as analyze her strength, knowledge, and personal preferences in order to get higher wages and better job fulfillment. Okay, I don't understand how career planning fits in with this, but let's see what you say. On the one hand, a change of career may lead to a new passion in some people. For instance, an information technology professional may discover his hidden talent for design work after changing his careers. By working in different fields, people not only have a better understanding of themselves and their abilities, but also can build up a more diverse range of skills, making them more employable and adaptable to change. Okay, so the language is good. Obviously, the vocabulary, the grammar, all that is really, really well controlled. Accurate, precise, no problems. I do have a couple of problems, though, a little bit with your task achievement. So first of all, I already mentioned this in the beginning. I didn't really feel like career planning was the right word here. I don't think that it's what you mean. I think you mean something else. Um, so this first sentence really didn't make a lot of sense to me, which was a shame because your first sentence in your paragraph is key. I mean, it's where you're going to essentially express the central idea of your paragraph. And so it is really important that this is absolutely clear and so that the reader knows what he or she is going to read about in that paragraph. Okay, let's see. And then, so you said that all of this was important to gain all these things. And then you said it could lead to a new passion. And then you gave us this example. And then you said by working in different fields, they learn about themselves, their abilities. I wanted you to go into a little more detail about this. Okay. So you talked about the information technology person. You said, he could discover a passion for design. Maybe you could have continued with that and say, like, for example, as the information technology professional, may have known code and I don't know whatever in his first career. He could potentially learn new things like digital marketing software, I don't know, design software in a new career. Okay, thus becoming more employable, becoming more well-rounded as a professional, etc., etc. So those were some things I think you could have said here to add to that. Okay. Okay, now you've got this tiny little paragraph here, and that's a little concerning. Let's see. On the other hand, there are some drawbacks to having multiple careers. Career changes may have a risk of unemployment and affect one's stability. Why? The insecure feeling through the changes in the process for reestablishment of the network in the workplace may be stressful. Um, and or as a result, it can have a detrimental impact on the employee's mental health. All right, this is really underdeveloped for me. All right, you've got essentially 3 sentences in this paragraph. You didn't really get into a lot of detail. So, what are you telling me? You're telling me why there are drawbacks. Maybe you wanted to talk about why it's positive to stay in the same job. You know what I mean? Like, what can you gain from staying in the same job? Why is this such a good thing? I don't know. But this definitely felt really underdeveloped to me. So, if you have multiple careers, that means that like today you're a graphic designer, a year from now you're an IT professional, 2 years from now you're an accountant. So I would think that that makes you more employable having all those backgrounds. So you didn't explain this to us. Changes may have a risk of unemployment. Well, if you're changing to get another job. So I don't understand where unemployment came in. That was confusing to me. Let's see. And then here you've said the insecure feeling through the changes and the process for reestablishment of the network in the workplace may be stressful. Okay. I think this could have been written a little more clearly. Okay. You could have said that additionally, career changes come with added stress. This is because you must learn a new environment, learn new colleagues, learn new systems, and this could potentially have a detrimental impact on an employee's mental health. All right, that would have been a little more clearly laid out for me. Regardless, I still think that this should have been a more developed paragraph. I think there was more to say here. Okay, and again, you know what? This also is another reason why I need you to include the task because I want to see how it's worded. What you did is you talked about the positives of switching jobs, and then you talked about the negatives of switching jobs. I'm wondering if maybe you need to talk about the positives of this and also the positives of staying in the same job. So I wanted to refer to the question because I don't remember it off the top of my head. Okay, maybe it's in a previous email. No, it's not. Okay. Um, Fine. Let's continue. And look at this. You know how you can also tell that this paragraph is too short? It's shorter than your conclusion. Okay. When you see that happening, you know that you've kind of underdeveloped for sure. Okay. Your body paragraphs should always be considerably longer than your conclusion. Your conclusion really needs to be only 1 to 3 sentences, certainly no more. So let's see what you actually said there. In conclusion, moving from one job to another may help people gain new working experiences while also broadening their knowledge in their field. This in turn allows them to determine if they are content with if they are content and truly interested in their current employment. Once people find a job they are content with, their focus should be put on developing their career within the same company, as this is more likely to be recognized and result in more opportunities to climb the corporate ladder. All right. So, Joanna, I think you uh, added some information in your conclusion that you shouldn't have. Remember that the conclusion is just a place where you wrap up the basic thing that you said, and you maybe leave us with a thought-provoking idea for the future. But what you did is you actually just introduced a whole new field of thought here. Okay, so this whole thing that they should focus, etc., etc., etc. This is kind of strange because you never said anything like this in the body paragraphs. So it feels like you're bringing a whole new kind of angle to this thing, and you don't want to do that, not in your conclusion. Okay, the conclusion literally it just summarizes and then you're out the door. Okay, so while a lot of this is lovely, a lot of really good language, good vocabulary, all that was really well controlled. I liked it. I wanted you to work on your task achievement a little bit. Okay, so go ahead and get started with that. Let's see another set and we'll meet back here with that. Looking forward to it.